lovelies, welcome back to my channel, Boomy Reactions. My name is Boomy. Thank you for watching. Now today, guys, I suppose this is a bit of a history-related video that's been requested here. So this has been requested from one of my wonderful patrons, from Lee. Thank you so much, my lovely. Very interesting. So this video is, oh gosh, it's gone, it's lost, it's gone. This is the aircraft carrier that is going to be named after a Pearl Harbor hero. Now, I'd take a guess as to who this is, but I haven't got any names that are specifically jumping into my memory, so I'm not sure who this is going to be named after, but it's very interesting. So, from the look of it, this is from like an American kind of news story type thing. So this has only happened recently. I have a question straight away. So why is this aircraft carrier only being named after a hero from World War II? Why is this only happening now? I feel like things like this, it's lovely that we have the namesake, that, you know, these relevant things as well are being named after war heroes, absolutely. And I think this is like a lovely thing for a number of reasons as well. Like, you know, the symbolism that it invokes. I don't know, I feel there's like a sense of pride there as well. And if you're immortalizing and remembering a hero that is remembered because they were courageous, for example, I think that naming something after them then continues to go on inspiring courage in other people. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's quite lovely, actually. And, you know, it's ensuring that the legacy carries on. And I don't know, there's a real sense of history, maintaining a sense of history, which I always think is important as well. But I think most of all, it's a show of respect. So, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's continuing their legacy, and it's honouring all the achievements, you know, that they did in life. So, an interesting one. But why is something only being named after this hero years and years and years after? So, no, just curious. So this is an aircraft carrier. Okay, let's have a watch of this video, guys. So if you're enjoying these reactions as well, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Thank you so much, my lovelies. If you're interested, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account. That link is over here. And if you would like to help support my channel any further, I have a Patreon account. And if you want to check that out at all, that link is in the description below. Right, okay. I can't think who this is going to be named after. Let's watch, guys.
Tomorrow is the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, as well as the day the question, what's in a name, takes on new significance. It's a day, David Martin tells us, that honors a hero and shatters a precedent.
The aircraft carrier is the symbol of American power. 90,000 tons of diplomacy, the Navy likes to say. Almost all of them are named after presidents, until Acting Secretary of the Navy Thomas Modly broke with tradition.
So the list of carriers is going to read Washington, Lincoln, Roosevelt, Reagan, Truman, Eisenhower, Bush, Ford, Kennedy, Miller.
Exactly right. And I like it when you put it that way.
That's Miller as in Dory Miller.
Okay.
The next aircraft carrier to be built will be named for the grandson of slaves and son of sharecroppers. The official announcement is tomorrow.
We've decided to do this on Martin Luther King's birthday out at Pearl Harbor.
His closest surviving relatives, Floretta Miller and Brenda Haven, are still getting used to having a carrier named for their Uncle Dory, who served in the segregated Navy of World War II.
That's a great honor, because it's been a hard, long road.
He was born in Waco, Texas, and his first name was actually Doris.
So I've never heard of a man named Doris.
No, me
Where
neither,
did that
actually.
name come from?
My grandma thought she was having a girl, and it wasn't a girl. Doris turned out to be a boy, so that's where that name came from.
Waco has been described in those years as...
Oh, okay. That's interesting. There's lots of dual gender names around these days, isn't there? That's the first I've heard of a man being called Doris. Doris. Okay, it's very, very interesting. I think that's lovely. breaking away from that tradition. So there's many things named after the presidents, and, you know, for good reason. But I don't know, I think that kind of makes it extra special that they've broken away from tradition, and there's one that they're naming after Doris Miller. What did they say his name was? Did he change his name?
The place where the Old South met the Wild West. And like much of America back then, Jim Crow ruled.
White man was yes, sir. White lady, yes, ma'am. You didn't disrespect whatsoever. Don't care how old you are.
There were no economic opportunities for a young black man, so he joined the Navy. At least there, the pay was steady.
Navy policy at that time limited blacks to those duties that were manual, that they thought didn't require a whole lot of intellect.
Regina Akers is a historian with the Naval History and Heritage Command.
When Dory Miller came in, he was limited to the messman's branch pretty much.
What does a mess attendant do?
Basically, a mess attendant takes care of an officer. You lay out his clothes, you shine his shoes, and then you serve in the officer's mess.
Miller served aboard the battleship West.
So you have no responsibilities out of caring for your superior, did they say? Was this who was it that they were serving?
Virginia, which on Sunday morning, December 7th, 1941, was tied up on Battleship Row in Pearl Harbor.
Dory Miller had just finished serving breakfast and he was sorting laundry.
Dorian, right, okay. Well, yes, okay, Dorian Miller, I beg your pardon.
The West Virginia was hit by 9 Japanese torpedoes and 2 bombs.
Yes.
Miller was ordered to the bridge to
Remember
evacuate
this.
the ship's captain, who lay mortally wounded. What happened next was dramatized by Cuba Gooding Jr. in the movie Pearl Harbor.
Oh, yes,
Against
yeah.
all rules, Miller manned a machine gun.
The irony of this is that back in the 40s, pre-World War II, African Americans were not allowed to have any jobs where they handled machine guns or any type of lethal force.
When the Navy, which Miller had joined
Based
in
on what?
1939, awarded medals to those who had fought bravely, it didn't even mention the name Doris Miller.
I know we're talking about a different era in time, but it's not fair, is it? It's just it's so unfair. So am I right in thinking that the character that was done here by Omar Cuba Gooding, is it based on Dorian? No, yes, no, or is he was he a fictional character?
Why wouldn't the Navy, right from the start, at least identify him by name instead of calling him an unknown Negro sailor?
Well, see, you'd have to be a Negro in 1939 to understand that. The status of African Americans, they were treated like second-class citizens.
4 months later, the Pittsburgh
not fair.
Courier, perhaps the leading African-American newspaper of the day, finally published the name, and the Secretary of the Navy grudgingly gave him a letter of commendation.
In his opinion, that's all he
What did
warranted.
gave him?
However, others disagreed. The press, black and white press, disagreed. The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People disagreed.
As recorded on Miller's service card in the Navy archives,
There it is.
There you go.
President Roosevelt stepped in and ordered him awarded the Navy Cross.
That was not without controversy. There were some people who did not want him to receive the Navy Cross.
Because of his race?
Because of his race.
He received the medal from Admiral Chester Nimitz, who noted Miller was the first person of his race to receive such a high honor.
It is a high honor, but why would so many people want to prevent Dorian from receiving this? I know it's it's me thinking with 21st century brain. I struggle to understand a lot of the mentality from this time era when it comes to race, but on what grounds? Why? Just to say that it's unfair is a massive understatement, which I'm sure we are all in agreement with. I just don't understand the logic behind it at all.
He understood the importance of having a black hero to encourage other blacks to support the Navy's war effort.
Miller went on a speaking tour and became a black celebrity in the same league as heavyweight champion Joe Louis and singer Lena Horne.
Some considered him just as important, just as aspirational.
Absolutely.
Drew just as much hope from him.
Is he comfortable with his celebrity?
No, not at all. His goal was really to get to his next ship.
He was
Oh.
assigned to the aircraft carrier Liscum Bay, which less than a year after Pearl Harbor was sunk by a Japanese torpedo.
Oh.
Dory Miller was never seen again.
It's kind of hard thinking of my grandmother, her hurt. She used to say, had I been a white woman, they would have treated me better. But I'm a black woman, and my son is a hero.
Over the years, his legacy has been honored, including with this larger-than-life statue in his hometown of Waco. But that's nothing like having an aircraft carrier named after him.
How many carriers are there right now?
Right now we have 11.
So this is an honor
One of
reserved for
11.
very few Americans.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The last carrier to be christened was the John F. Kennedy by his daughter Caroline.
Another named after a president.
Construction
Yeah,
has
yeah.
not yet begun on the Miller.
Before this ship actually gets into the water, it's probably 7 or 8 years from now.
And once it gets into the water, how long is it going to be around?
50 years.
And like everything else that's celebrated about Dory Miller, it's going to draw some criticism, rest assured.
So what would be the
Well, what's the criticism? I know it sounds so naive of me. I'm sorry, guys. I can't. I can't. Maybe, you know, I live in a different time era where, you know, I'd like to assume there's a lot more equality and fairness. The reality is that there's not enough equality and fairness that everyone would, enough that everyone would like. But I don't understand. What could you possibly have to criticize about this?
criticism?
Some may suggest it's more than he deserves.
What?
Some may say he was just a guy who did his job when general quarters went off on a ship. What's the big deal?
What was your personal reaction?
Oh, I was overwhelmed. It is tremendous. And it's a reminder, too, that heroism is in no way limited by race, by gender, by background, by rank or rating.
And this ceremony is going to take place on Martin Luther King Day.
Never would have thought my uncle would have been next to Martin Luther King or even the same day. Now that's beautiful.
Yeah. What a legacy. Oh my gosh. So the aircraft carrier is going to be on the seas, did they say, for another 50 years? It's quite the legacy. I don't know. I think having your own statue is, you know, your life has been immortalized in a statue. That's still very, very impressive. That's still lovely. But I know, I'm sorry, guys. I know it sounds naive. I don't understand what there is to criticize. I understand this lady here saying, well, some people may say, you know, he was doing his job. But you could arguably say that about everyone who's defended their country and served the military. Yes, it's a job. Some people might consider it a calling, but it's the reason why you do this job. You're defending your nation, you're defending your country and its freedoms. I think it's more symbolic as well, isn't it? That Dorian Miller has finally been recognised and finally given this brilliant recognition, despite the fact that years ago there were so many people that opposed giving him the recognition for it, which is, again, I know it's naive, I know, but it's so unfair. Again, I know we see things through 21st century eyes now, and you know, well, I'd like to believe in an ideal world that race is no longer an issue. I'm sure it very much is in parts of the world still, and wrongly. But yeah, it's I think it's amazing that he has this legacy named after him. It's been a long time in coming, but yeah, that's amazing. It's very sad that he died on the ship just, what, 12 months after Pearl Harbor? Oh, his poor mom. That's such it's such an awful thing to say as well, that the way that they treated her was because of her race. Oh. Guys, this was a very interesting video to watch, so thank you very much, Lee, my lovely, for requesting this. So when will this be on the waters, this aircraft carrier? Did the narrator here, did he say it's going to be about 6 or 7 years? Okay, so quite a while away, but amazing all the same. Very lovely to hear. So thank you for requesting this video, my lovely. And guys, take care of yourselves. I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.